Hello and welcome to a BWB bonus stream. It's Tuesday, and that means I'm doing something that's not model kit building. And before we get into that, I'm going to throw the Bear Cave, the Lego of the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, or you can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker, well, you can go ahead and lurk. That's also okay. Before the stream really kicked off, Harold said, hello, back home. So I'm glad you're back home, Harold. I hope your trip was fun. But now you're back with all your stuff and your place, and that's good. It's just good to have that. Tonight, we'll be checking out Islanders New Shores. This is the sequel / expansion of ideas from Islanders, a game that I did not play, but I have been told that this is a cozy city builder where you're like building stuff up on islands. And there's a bunch of islands. There's a sandbox mode and a regular mode, and it seems pretty chill. I did hear from a friend of mine saying that they're very into it, and that's great. Should say for the record, I was gifted a code for this game. It came out in the a couple weeks ago, I believe July 11th, I want to say it came out. Let me double check that. Yes, came out on July 11th, and I was offered a code, which I accepted. I did not pay for this game. Also, this is not a sponsored stream. That's important to say. I have it in the title of this video that this is not sponsored. That is important to me to clarify that information, so you know you can go ahead knowing that. What I say here, I do not owe anyone anything for my opinions here, and I will give my honest and actual opinion, because that's what you come to expect from me, your friend Pat. If I ever did a sponsored stream, then I would tell you, you would know, and I would probably be giving. I would be nice. I would be nice. I don't know if I would lie, but I would be generous, I guess is the word I would use to describe if I ever do sponsored content in the future. Just understand that I am being generous in those instances, because that's what that's just the way things are. Is there anything else that I need to say before we get into this? I don't know. I'm just going to chill for a minute or two. I'm going to drink a little bit of my water. I got a little drop of Mio flavored water stuff. So it's lemonade flavored. It's got a little tang to it, which I like. Trying to drink more water, everybody. Hey, look, this is going to still sound like a lot to you. To you, it's still going to sound a lot when I tell you that I am down to drinking 2 or 3 like this size glasses of soda per day. Diet caffeine-free soda. And to some of you, that's a lot of soda. But to me, that's a huge amount of progress, because I am down from 4 to 5 to 6 glasses of soda per day. And now I'm just doing it like, I have a glass of soda with my snack in the afternoon, and I have a glass of soda with my snack at night. And that's very big for me. I'm trying to cut it all out. So flavored water is a real good thing for that. I do not like seltzer. You'd think that I would like seltzer since I like soda. That's not what I like about soda. Seltzer does not fit that. But I do like flavored water. I mean, mostly I just like water with a little flavoring in it, put a little lemon in there, a little lime water. Yeah, that sounds good to me. But yeah, I'm trying to drink less cola. Very much trying to drink less cola. Anyway, we're going to check out this game. Let's check out this video game, Islanders New Shores. Once again, we'll check that out. So let me load the game up here. Come on. There it is. Islanders New Shores. Water's the good shit. Hey, yes, Lord Crashington. I mean, I will say this. I think I feel better since I've cut back on soda and been drinking more water. So yeah. Okay. So we are, let's see. Let me see that here. Can I just reset this? Resume new game. There we go. New game. Okay, so let's go to game. Here we are. We can see the game. Everything's working. I got it on borderless. We're good. We're going to go with high score, journey across 20 islands, and compete on the leaderboards, and then sandbox. We'll check out sandbox later, but why don't we start with the game as intended with the high score? So we'll start with that. The number of times you loop around the island score meter increases the score after you finish an island. Okay. Welcome. Move the camera with WASD or pressing left mouse. So we're gonna try mouseless with like a little bit of keyboard. Leaderboards are definitely what I expect this game to have. Yes, there are leaderboards. So I'm moving the camera around here with my mouse, and then I can rotate with the mouse. I'll probably use the keyboard. This does have controller support. If that's how you'd rather play this game, I think mouse and keyboard felt right for me. Zoom, okay. Oh, we can zoom in pretty good, and this is zoomed out all the way. And then, there is... So I am, do I want to move me? I'm going to move me like this so you can see what this says. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad, but that way you can get a little sense of what this one is, since we got two here. And I don't know what these do. Next island. Reach the required score to be able to travel to the next island. And this is a score. Okay, so I'm going to put myself in front of that because you don't need to see when I can go to the next island. I don't think. And I think this is going to be more important. So we'll do that. Let's hit Seaweed Farm Pack, Brick Maker Pack. Let's go with Seaweed Farm. So we got some items. And we can place those items on our island. Seaweed Farm. Okay, you can see it, the number would go up. This seems to be a very good thing. That's plus 13, and okay, that undoes it. I'll put myself over here again. We'll do that. Because this also went up when I went there. So I took the seaweed farm. Seaweed farm. All right. So if I put it there, press and hold right mouse button and you scroll wheel to zoom in camera. Okay, it wanted me to do this. Okay. The reason why I couldn't place it is because I hadn't zoomed in, and it wanted me to do that because I'm still in the tutorial. We could undo that. You can see we're now at 13 out of 20, and that's good. We like that. So Seaweed Farm. So let's grab a Seaweed Farm. Move the building around to find the highest score. If score is, it will increase or decrease based on the other buildings inside the bubble. So this gives us plus 10. This would only be plus 2. This would be plus 10. So we want to put the Seaweed Farm here. We can't put it there. The Seaweed Farm needs to be in the water. Of course it does. But we can do it so it's plus 10 if we put it like here. So we put it there. And then we can add something. Fill the meter with points. Okay, yeah, all right. Journey ends when you run out of things to build. So we put this like here. Plus 11 will be great. We can't do that. That's plus 0. Let's put that there so we get plus 8. Then we can add something from the Brick Maker pack. Great, now we got some Brick Maker stuff to add to this. So I think we kind of want to build around this because it's giving us a lot to do here. More Seaweed Farm. So let's build a Seaweed Farm. Yeah, there you go. Nice, okay. And then Seaweed Farm. Okay, so seaweed farm. I want to put something that's not a seaweed farm. We'll put more there, but I'd like to put something that isn't. Well, for some reason, this being over here is better than not, so put that there. Hell yeah. And then the brickyard. Apparently, creating objects takes away from my score, so you want to make sure that I'm placing things that will overcome the cost of the items. So that's something to be, pay attention to. I assume in sand, I assume that in sandbox mode, some of this stuff won't matter. Yeah. Put that there. And then we should probably put another seaweed farm. Because that seems to be easy. All right. City pack. I don't know about that. Let's check the brewing pack again. Hop fields. So hop fields are going to call -2 pyre, but then give a bunch of stuff. Oh, this has a day-night cycle. I haven't decided if I like that or not. We're keeping it right now. I can change it in the options. Sand pit. Brewery. Brewery seems to be expensive, though. But give some stuff. We'll put a brewery in there. Hop field. Okay. If we put a hop field around here, I can't put a hop. I can put a hop field there. Well, we can add some new stuff. We can add a building pack now. Hell yeah. We're almost ready to go to our next island as we're figuring this stuff out. Let's check out another building here. Lumber pack, great. I just think this island, I don't want to put city stuff in it. You know, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to optimize, you know? I'm not trying to get the biggest thing in the world. Seaweed farm. We could do another seaweed farm here. Well, that takes away from that seaweed farm. But we'll do it. Great. We are almost ready, it looks like. Mason. Let's add some mason stuff here. Oh. I can't put that there. Oh, I can put it. Whoa, that's tall. Why is that? I can just put it. I can put this on the rocks. That's cool. We'll do that. I think that looks neat. Oh, it got very dark. Oh no, it said the reason why it got dark is because they're like telling me about this thing. You have unlocked a new island to explore. Click the compass when you're ready to continue your journey. So we can keep adding to this or we can move on. And I'd like to, I just realized I can put stuff on the rocks and that's cool as hell. So we're going to do that because that's just neat. But then we'll move on. Oh yeah, also when I click on a thing, if I have multiples, I can place it and then there'll be something else they want from me. And then I can, if I have multiples of them, I can right click and get rid of it. So if I have this, I can right click and get rid of that, which is good. Let's move on to our next island. Say to earn more points, but draw fewer buildings for packs. Yeah, I think we'll move on. You'll lose what you have on this island, but keep your score. Okay. Yeah. We're still in the tutorial phase. We're still learning as we go here. Figuring things out. Okay. That's my score. Now we're going to, I believe there are 25 islands. Okay, we're going to pick one. Fantasy. Dreamlike And vibrant, colorful landscapes. Terrace. Raised platform to build that can place almost anywhere. Desert. I mean, I like this one. I like fantasy. It'll feel very different from the previous one we did. This feels very different. Fresh canvas. When you travel to the island, you unlock new building types. You can then appear as choices when you pick your buildings. Okay. This is a cool space. We can do some stuff with this. Terrace. Terrace is big. It's a big thing. We can probably put something on this terrace, I think. We can undo. It'll affect our score. Let's do brick. Yeah. Okay, so we got some stuff here. We've got a sand pit and a brickyard. Put that there. And we can put another sand pit there. Seaweed farm. We know all about that seaweed farm. I think this is just good for score. This just seems very good for this stuff. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then we should also, I guess, put a brickyard somewhere around here. Yeah. Okay. I do want to put something on this platform. Let's see what this is. City pack. Okay. We have this big platform, so let's put some city stuff on there. Mason, a house, city center. Put that there. Hell yeah. And then we can put a house on this big platform. And then seaweed field. And then we should probably put something down here. We haven't really zoomed in, so we can zoom in. Music is very chill, as one would expect it to be. No, we probably don't want to do another city center. That seems bad. Let's see what I got. We got brewing stuff. Hop fields. Let's do brewery. Okay. That sounds just good to do. Yeah, that's really gonna just... That... Okay, we can put this here. Oh, what's this? Boons. We got a boon. On each island, you will earn boons while playing. I believe this has been added since the previous game. This is a new thing in New Shores. On each island, you will earn boons while playing. They can help in tough situations. They can only be used on the island in which you obtain them. Use them wisely. Okay, so here's a boon. Okay. Oh, okay. I click this. I click the plus. Duplicate, increase area. Grow the score area of the next building you place by 50%. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's do a house. So we increase the area of our house here. So I put it here. Okay. We're on our way. I might, you know, I think I'm doing stuff the way I want to do it here. Let's put another hop field down here. It's good yield. Mason. I forgot all about these things. These things are great because you can shove them right up there. Okay. Building pack here. Lighthouse. This is new. Would love a lighthouse. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. Oh. I think this is as far as we can go. Thought I saw 28 there. Oh, I did. Lighthouse. Hell yeah. Sand pit. House. We should probably put another house in here somewhere. Put a house there. That's not really giving us many points. This will give us more points over here, but it's kind of really crowded. But we can shove a house over here. And then it's giving us some. Not a lot here. What about a mason? Giving us 9. 8 over here. 16 there, but there's nowhere to put it, so that ain't helpful. That's definitely not helpful there. The big rock is kind of in the way. I maybe should have considered that. A lighthouse where you need a rock climber to run it. Indeed. Yes. And we'll put it there. That's something. Hope that got us at least another object here. Farming pack. Okay. So we got wheat fields. Wheat fields should be a good yield if we can find a place to put them, but I don't really have a good spot for that, so I'm going to not do that. Mill. Mill will be good. Yeah. Can't put a mill on there. Doesn't seem like I could put a mill anywhere. Just getting there. Oh, I can put it up here. Okay. Put it up there. That's good. Needed to be high up. Can I have wheat fields? Will this help? Yeah. We'll put some wheat fields up there. That's good. And then brickyard. That seemed real good. We are very close to completing this. All we have left is houses and masonry, so all we can do is put some houses down. That's +7 over there. That's going to be +3 over there. 2. This is +16, but there's nowhere to put it. +18. I don't have a place to put this anywhere, so it's not going to be helpful. I think I may have screwed myself by putting this platform here. I just kind of wanted to do it because we had it, but now that I look at it, I'm like, that wasn't a good idea. Can't put the houses on this big rock here for the lighthouse, so that's not going to be good. I think our best bet is around here and get a 7 off this. And then we have more houses. Let's see about mansion, I should say. I'm saying mason. It's a mansion. So this wouldn't be good anywhere around here or here. Only +1 there. +9 around here, but I don't have a place to put it. +10. Oh, wait, there was something. There. Put a mansion there. Okay. We're very close. We might be able to pull this off. That's only +2, though. It's not going to be good. +9. Oh, okay. Got another object. Or building type. Shaman. That's new. We'll use the new stuff. Got a house, mansion here. Shaman. This is another, like, point where we can... Whoop, yeah, that doesn't like that. Something like that. Kind of want to put it here. Yeah. Oh, scoring high. Stay on the island as long as you want. However, you earn fewer buildings each time the compass needle completes a loop. Click the compass when we're moving on. So we can move on, but we got another boon, and the boon will only work here. So we might as well use this boon. Add wall platform. So we can place this on a cliff. So we could put it like here. And then we can build off that. It's kind of neat. So now we can put stuff to take advantage of that. So we put a house there. That's neat. That is a boon. That is helpful. But we're going to move on. Yep. I mean, there's probably more to this game. As we continue, we'll probably see more. But right now, I'm vibing with it. I'm liking it. I'm enjoying what we're doing here. Moving on to the third island. I should also just say, real quick, currently I'm at 24 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when I hit 40. Just wanted to put it out there because I didn't say it at the beginning, and I wanted to say it now. Tundra grants boosts when used. Boons also grant boosts. Yeah, okay. Can only be placed along the coast, benefiting commerce and cities. Tropical. Temple. Let's do this one. So there's stuff that only works around the coast, which is fine. Because we've got some coast. Okay. There is some civilization previously here, which is neat. And then we've got a coastline all the way around. Now, where's our build center? Our build center is here. We start from here. Okay. So, harbor and dock. And then, okay. Got a dock here. You can see. Oh, there we can use that kind of. I want to build off this, but I can't because. So I'm gonna pick a place to put this and then build towards it, I guess. That's a tough position for this one. Yeah, I'm gonna put it over here. Yeah, and we'll put it there. Then we'll just kind of try to build towards it, I guess. Build near fishing spots, says Xenogears. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, there are. You get a bonus. Okay. Yeah, so if I put it over there, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So we'll put this stuff over here. That's good. And then we can build off this farm pack here. So it's gonna lose. Oh, does this stuff not like? I'm gonna guess this does not enjoy the seaweed field does not enjoy cold water, I guess. Or it's not. You know, I haven't built out towards it yet. Okay, so we'll save that. We'll industry there, seaweed farm. I put this near this. That's doing something. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now that I'm near this, okay, this is better. That gets -2. So seaweed doesn't want to be near that, I guess. Or that doesn't want to be near seaweed, I guess. So that's something. We'll just do some seaweed over here. Plus 0. All right, we'll undo that for now. Harbor. Harbor there. And what do you got for me? City pack. Okay, let's get some houses and stuff. Some mansions and things. Over there. Put up some houses around the city center. It's a weird build space. It's a weird island. Can I put seaweed near the harbor? You gonna like that? No, nobody likes. No, you don't. No, none of y'all like that. I can put it there. That's something. All right, now I know. I'm learning. I'm learning as we go. That's something. We got one more seaweed. I might as well try to find a good spot for the seaweed. Alright, there's something. Okay, and then another seaweed farm. That over there. City center over there. I can put some houses around the city center. That's good. All right, add buildings. Let's do the lumber pack. Get some more cities here, more houses, I should say. Oh, that's not good. Won't do that. Just +1. I need definitely more than that. Yeah. Let's see. Lumber sawmill. +0. That ain't good. Lumberjack. Okay. Mason. I can put these on the rocks. These can go in places that other stuff can't go, so... Oops. 20 over here. This is good stuff. More houses. It's good. And then a mansion. All I've got left is mansion, so I better find one that gives me some points, because right now, that ain't looking good. This will give me +9, but I don't have anywhere to put it. I put this city center probably in a bad spot, now that I really look at it. This city center was probably put in a terrible position. Yeah, because I can't put this house anywhere here. Yeah, we might be boned, which is good to know because that hasn't happened yet, right? So like, okay, that's gonna be -1 on that stuff, and This is just +1. This will be +9 if I could find any spot for it. I definitely placed this in a bad spot looking at it here. So let's kind of angle it this way and see. Yeah, that city center I just put in a bad place, and now I'm kind of stuck. Oh, there we go. All right, we got something new. Gonna add something new here. Lighthouse stuff. Put this lighthouse, then that's gonna let me put... I want to put this lighthouse somewhere where I can build around it, so... This is going to give me a lot of points, but can I build around it? You know, can I do things with it? Other than seaweed fields. Let's do it. Let's try it. Oh, we got a boon. Great. Add cliff house, neighborly. Yeah, let's do neighborly. That sounds good. And we got points for the boon. So now we can add houses to cliffs. Should be pretty good for us. Got one more. Oh, and we got something new. There we go. Great. We still have to build around this lighthouse, but we can put... Yeah, next time, don't put the seaweed next to the dock, because that really messed up some stuff. Alright, let's see what we got new. Farming pack. Okay, we'll take the farming pack here. Got a lumberjack. Got a mill. Work on this area here, maybe? Put a house there. Can we put... I can put stuff on there, but it's not going to be good. That's not good. I am coming across hitching every once in a while. I am going to double check and make sure that I have this on... my settings are set the way I want them to be. Yep, 1920 by 1080, borderless. Medium. I think I'm probably just going to go to medium settings, and I'm going to turn off the day-night cycle and go to this here. So we're gonna try that out, see how I feel about that. Instead of having the day-night cycle, we'll just try it out. But I think medium settings will hopefully lead to a smoother gaming experience, because I was running into some hitches. Definitely a lot of graphics going on. I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, there's a lot of tiny things happening, right? Like there's a bunch of things you might not see right away that are happening. I don't want to call in the background, but are just like there. And so for my computer, the fact that I'm also a reminder, I'm also streaming on the same computer that I'm playing this game, so that does affect things. I've got I don't have a beefy machine, and so that's affecting things as well. So that has to be taken into consideration sometimes. I wish it wasn't. I wish I had a big, beefy, strong friend, and we didn't have to worry about that stuff, but that's not the case. All right, so I want to try to... Okay, houses. These houses are just not going to give me any points over there. That seems to be maybe them... Oh, yeah, like if I could get it in here, that would be great, but I can't. So I don't think I can fit any more houses in there. That's not going to give me any points. This is going to give you some points, but I can't fit a house here. I'm now looking for a place to put a house that will give me more than 1 point. Two points over here. This is the house, right? Yeah, that's the house. If I could fit something in here, that would give me some points. 9. Okay, we got 9 for going over here. That's, I think, the best we're going to do. But it did give us something else to play with here. Shaman. So that does give us more masons, which is good, because I can put those wherever. I can put that, like... Yeah, that's good. Well, if they'll let me. That's very good. And then Shaman. I can put some stuff over there and get some points. Got more houses. And now some houses will give us some points over in this area here. All we got left is houses, so that's all we can do is find places to put houses. Try to get some points for those houses. Okay. This lighthouse, unfortunately, really didn't turn out great because I didn't have anything to put around it other than seaweed. Because I can't put any houses like I can put houses near it, but it's not going to give it any points. So, yeah, that unfortunately this lighthouse really messed us up here. I just gotta hope for as much points as I can get off these houses, because otherwise we are in trouble. Can I fit this anywhere here? No. We might be right boned here. That's going to give me a +1. I kind of need it to be more than +1. Let's see if anything up here. Put this anywhere here. No. No. Can't fit it around here. That would give me more points, but I can't fit it. Yeah, it's only getting... Whoop, well, there was a 6 there. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, I can do that. Great. That's something. 6 is not good, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get any houses around here. Nope. Can't put it there. Can't put it there. I can put it there for 1, which is just doesn't feel worth it. I might do it anyway, but it just doesn't feel worth it. I can put it on the ice, but it's not going to give me any points. Two. I'll take the 2. That's awful. Three. But it's not going to fit in there. This is just going to make things worse if it goes anywhere near any of this. Can't do anything over there. Can't actually place any of these things here. Just a 1. 1 feels awful. I mean, I'll do it, but it just feels bad, man. Feels real bad. Yep, that feels terrible. Oh, I got 2. I can get 2 off that. That's something. 1. It's going to give me a 1. That could give me more, but obviously I can't place a house around here. But it doesn't. It's just teasing me. It's teasing me with the pluses I could get for if I could put it there, but I can't put it there. There's nothing. Got the red outline. That ain't gonna do anything. Whoop. 3. Great. That's something. I'm like just wheeling around here real slow. Oh, 9. Awesome. That was something. 9 gets us something else. Let's go with fountain. Fountain is a thing we can place and then get some bonus points for, I think. Yeah, we'll put a fountain on the ice. That's something. And we can... Oh, we can... There we go. Okay, I can't place that there. I can place it like that. I want to find a place for this, but that's not going to happen. Oh, that's something. We'll take it. Yeah, it just feels like I made some early bad choices. Just put a check and charge double rent for the space, yeah. Yeah, it just feels like I made some bad choices and then I'm paying for those bad choices here, which is like, yeah, alright. Yeah, we're not getting cool stuff and I just have to place a bunch of houses, which is not ideal and doesn't look great. It's like, okay. It is what it is. Makes sense for a first try. Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning the game, right? It shouldn't be this... I mean, it's still very cozy and fun, but, like, it's also a little addictive. So, like, I do want to do better on my score. I would like to do better. Oh, 11. Here, okay. 13. I'll take that. Hell yeah. I don't think I'm gonna beat this stage, but that's okay. Like, I'm just still learning how to do it, so I'm alright with that. I'd like to get more than +3, ideally. But I'll take what I can get. Last piece. Okay, that's my high score. I'm currently, yeah, alright, my global. My friends, I'm 1803, that's the global, I think, because I don't have any friends playing this game, I don't think. Sure. Here's my high score. Oh yeah, here we go. 15,478 is my score on the world leaderboard with a score of 1803. Sure. We'll take that. That's the number 1. Yes, that's the number 1 ranked person. Flaming Mage. Alright, so when you fail, you're just done and you have to start a new game. Hello, welcome Dizzy. We're checking out Islanders New Shores, which is a tile placement game. So I just want to see for my own edification. Okay, by buildings near a ley line, you get additional sealed boons. Okay. So yeah, we just start back here on Island 1 with some stuff, and we just start from there. That's good to know. Let's try Sandbox. So again, 20, there's 20 some, I think 20 islands. We got a few islands here. Now we're in the Sandbox mode. Generate new island. Sandbox mode, you're free to create your dream island in any way you see fit. Use the button to generate menu. It says, just want to say I always regret watching, I also regret watching Lazarus all the way through and likely would have dropped it if not for being part of Toonami Block when I watched out of habit. Yes. For folks that don't know, my most recent Bear Cave, this is Bear Cave. My most recent Pat Bear's Anime Club video, which went out yesterday, is available on youtube.com/Pat Bear. I'll put the YouTube link in here. I'm linking to YouTube videos, not a live stream on YouTube. So don't get mad at me, Twitch. I'm not suggesting people watch me live stream on YouTube. I'm suggesting they watch videos on YouTube later. Not competition with Twitch. On that YouTube video, I talked about 3 shows I regret recommending to people, including Lazarus. So I do recommendations of like, this is what I'm watching this season that I'm enjoying. Usually like 2 to 3 episodes in. I'm going to start doing them later in the season because, yeah, I now regret recommending that people check out Lazarus because I think like the first couple episodes are really great. And then they're like, hey, oh, Axel, yeah. Then they're like, hey, what about all these other characters? Don't you want to learn about them? And I was like, not really. And they're like, hey, what about this, don't you want to know everything there is to know about this one girl and her tragic backstory? I bet you're going to hate it. Ugh. Anyway, we can generate, let's do a small island, ruins island here with a small island. We're going to do a flat island. How about a whole episode of just global warming is bad for islands? Yeah. It was really strong on vibes, and then it just kind of became annoying. Generate. We generated. Ooh, check. Ooh. Okay, so this is a small island. I like most of this, except I want it to be a little bigger. So we're going to generate a bigger island. This looks rad. This will be fun to build on. And now that's less fun to build on. So we'll go back to flat. Warner Williams Street Adult Swim hit rate for anime is real rotten. Yeah. Like, I'm glad that it got made. I just wish that somebody, like, it needed somebody to be like, okay, either this show is all vibes or it's better at the other stuff because you seem to want to do other things but not very well. So we can do that. Like, if the show was just about a weird team, if it was just a Suicide Squad style group and every character they met was something like the hacker they met who was named Popcorn Wizard, which again, I must bring up. If it was more of that, then I would have been more excited about Lazarus. But it was like, it had a message that was not well, activated. Yeah, if it was this like crack team solving problems, but they were trying to save humanity. Like, that's too big a problem for a guy who is good at escaping from prisons. And like a woman who was faked her own death and then gets captured by the person that was in love with her that didn't know that she'd faked her own death. It's like, okay, come on. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some stuff in it that I appreciated. You know what? This island looks pretty cool. Let's build on this island. We're going to build on this island. It looks pretty neat. We can put a bunch of stuff on here we've never seen before. And we can undo some stuff we did. Holding shift and scroll wheel. Okay, we're learning some stuff we didn't know before. What's the first thing I want to put on this? I want to put a temple. Let's put a temple right here. There, we got a temple. And then let's put a precious metal mine. Warehouse. So we don't have to worry about high score points in this point, at this, because it's a sandbox, right? We're just going to, like, build stuff. And, like, build the thing we think looks cool. So we're just going to go through some options of things we can do. And put some stuff together. Let's do an island of windmills. That seems fun and silly. We're just in the free mode. 5 episodes from the finale here is this assassin character with a lot of backstory that would have been one of... Yes. Yes, the fact that they introduced the actual antagonist because the doctor, the missing doctor who is going to wipe out humanity is not actually the problem, I guess. It's really just U.S. military industrial complex. So we need a character to fight our main character. And we could have introduced this character throughout the whole... We could have made the show this one guy chasing our main character, and instead we just introduced him kind of and then gave him a tragic-ish backstory. Sorry. Yeah, it was wild. Let's put a dock on here. This is going to be like the working area here. So we'll put some stuff around it. Pyre. Let's put a pyre on an island. Just weird. Would you describe this game as chill? So, Dizzy, yes and no. We're in the sandbox mode right now, right? This is very chill. I'm just kind of going on vibes and placing things where I'd like to place it. The other mode, the leaderboard mode, where you are trying to complete islands and do that last one where I fucked up, kind of a bummer. That there's no... That, like, I was just like, oh, I kind of screwed up early on. I'm not going to get a high score from this. I'm going to play out this game and then start a new one, or in this case, try out the sandbox. So I would say this has chill vibes if you want chill vibes from it. The sandbox thing here is very chill. If you want to do something else, like, how do I want to put this? I would say the other mode, the leaderboard mode, is not that chill. I guess that's what I would say. All right, let's put some houses in some places. Cliff houses here. Put some houses around. We'll go this way. Right. There we go. Gotta hold the right trigger and then you can zoom. I like this idea here. Place some cliffs. Ooh, a park. That's kind of neat. I'm gonna put a park here by our temple. A road to nowhere. Yeah, I like that. Fun. Ooh. And the aviary. Oh, and then you can hear some bird sounds when you place the aviary. That's neat. I like that. We'll put a tower over here. I haven't talked about this element that I really love. These trees and these rocks, they're cool, but you but they go away when you want to place something there. And I think that's very cool. That is a cool little bit of business. I'm not saying I'm not having to click anything to clear these trees or anything. They just go away because I want to place something there. And I think that's really awesome. That's a small fountain. Yeah, that's a small fountain. I don't like that fountain. Tavern. Ooh, I should put a tavern over here. Yeah. Some huts. Just put a tavern right there. Well, Dizzy wants me to hydrate. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dizzy. I do have some lemonade flavored water, so I will use that. All right, let's just go through, see what else we got here. We got some decorations. Oh, we can plant some trees and flowers. That seems neat. If we want to put more trees around, just pop some trees in. Very responsive on that. I like that. Just put in some more trees. See what's up. Okay, so got that stuff here. The pyre, lumberjack sawmill, lighthouse. Maybe we should put a lighthouse somewhere. Go over here, place a light. Can I put a lighthouse here? I can, so I will. Lighthouse just hangs out over there. That's good. And then hop fields. Yeah, we should probably put some seaweed fields around here. And place a brewery. Then got your wheat fields over in here, maybe. Beach wheat fields, sure. We got terrace and plateaus and a wall platform. You can place that somewhere. Oh, okay. Water platform. Ooh, this is nice that we can, can just put on the water and then put something there. That's cool. Wait. Kind of cool. There, then we can build some stuff off that. The music is appropriately nice background tunes. Oh, we can demolish something. I didn't even see this. They probably told me about it, but I didn't even see it. Okay, so demolish doesn't let me get rid of that stuff. It's probably demolish something that I placed. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, I was like, oh, can I get rid of some of this environment I don't like? No, it's if I didn't want that to be there, I can demolish that. Okay, that's kind of cool. I can get rid of some of these trees that I've planted. I don't want these trees here. Get out of here, trees. Can't get rid of anything else, but I can get rid of that. Okay, that's kind of neat. That's helpful. And we can generate a new island if we're like, actually, fuck this island. We'll place some stuff over here. A sauna. Whoa, why is this built like this? What? Why is this built? Why does this have stairs like this? What's happening? What kind of building is this here? What? All right, we'll build a sauna with what the fuck? Cool. I don't know why the sauna is like that, but sure. That is an odd design. Okay. That was weird. Rocks and ruins, building decorations, building pieces. I guess we can demolish some. Good sounds, very good sounds in this game. Do appreciate that. Oh, that's a big wall. I don't like that. All right, let's generate a new island. We'll do a small island. We'll do a ruin archipelago. Yeah, we'll do an archipelago. Small, flat, desert, moderate. We'll have some flowers. Generate. It's generating still. There it is. Okay, so. Wait. What is happening? Seem to be stuck. Can't move. Something weird happened there, so we'll try again. This could be the game. This could be me. I don't know. But I'm not able to move or place anything. I broke the game. Yes, Zeno, I may have broken the game. So we'll yes, I beat it. We're gonna restart the sandbox and see what happens. We'll reload the sandbox, see if we can. I don't know. Maybe the game was just like, you don't want to do an archipelago. I'm not gonna let you. I don't know. Every journey will be slightly different. Okay. Yeah, I don't. What's happening? Now it's not doing anything. Alright, I'm gonna force quit out of this game. I don't know what's going on. But that's not great. Show me chill clouds button. Yeah, I didn't. End task. The task has been ended. I'm gonna restart the game. Again, I cannot tell you, hey, that's me. That's my computer being weird, or if that's the game, I don't know. But that is a thing that happens, so sorry. I don't know. But we're reloading the game. Here we go. That looked like one of the random tech tests when you accidentally come across. Yeah. Okay, so here we are. But this apparently we're back in the regular mode of the game, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to do sandbox. So let's see if it actually loads the sandbox or not. It did. It loaded this time. Again, I have no idea if that was me or if that was that. Let's do small archipelago. Biome. Lava? Fantasy biome. Hell yeah. Okay, we're generating. We're populating. Yep, that's the demolish button. I know, I did this already. Okay. Thank you for telling me. For context, the Pico 8 is a fantasy console with intentional limits around DOS level that people make free games for you can just share with just a PNG. Okay. Yeah, Zeno, this does have some Namek vibes to it, for sure. I don't want to demolish anything. Okay. Click this button, activate demolish tool. Yeah. Fine. Get rid of some trees. Yeah, it's got it's got a little dynamic vibe. We're making some. We got an archipelago. We got some tiny islands in here. We can play around with that. Yeah. Okay. Select the building and change there. You know what? I didn't know that. So I can do walls, and then I can press the middle button, and if there's multiple different kinds of walls, it'll tell me that, but it's not there. So let's do building pieces. Yep. Okay, so some of these things I can scroll through for new things. So that's neat. That's good to know. I didn't recognize that. I missed that tooltip before. Let's just demolish the rest of this here. Modify buildings. I did know about that. Yeah. No problem. Cool. Put a shrine here. And, I was randomly looking for how big a side in Gundam is. I'm going to hell for laughing at the comment. Bigger than of Sydney. Okay. Wall platform. I don't know if I want to build a wall platform. Oh yeah, and that'll circle through different kinds of things. Okay, that's cool. Mill. What is this going to be? Oh, this is just adding some stuff here, and I can. This is just if I want to add trees and stuff all at once. That's kind of neat. Get the undo button, of course. Circus tent. I mean, I'm gonna put a circus tent on this island. That's a silly thing that I can just do. So why wouldn't I? Harbor. Oh, I get about a harbor with a boat. That's neat. We'll do that over here. That's fun. Okay, so I think where there's a star, then I can do that. Okay, so we can do a seaweed farm over here. Gotta have a seaweed farm. Number go up. Get rid of all these things here. Give us a little more room to play with over here. Good. Music's a little dreamy right now. It's fun. Market. We'll put a market over here. By the shrine. Building pieces, mansions. And a house. Yeah, every shop needs every shrine needs a market. We could put a city center around there. I don't like that. Walls. Well, these walls will bend. Walls will bend and wobble a bit. Wobble with it. Kind of fun. Like that. Putting our boat out. A couple more boats out there. Just kind of doing their thing. I like that. So you might say to yourself, Pat, why don't they just have like more like you click on this and instead of it just having to scroll through it, why wouldn't it just pop up and give you like another row of options? And I honestly think the reason why that's not the case is just because they also want you to be able to play this on a controller. Because I believe that this is out for the Switch or Switch 2. I want to say, I'm going to actually look in my email. Let's see. but I want to say that this game also, maybe it's just a Steam version, or no, there is a Steam version. Okay, it is out on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. I believe it is not out on Switch 2 yet, but it came out on Switch. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be on things where you use a controller, and I think they just probably wanted to simplify that by having you, like, on a controller, I bet is just a button, or, you know, and it'll just scroll through them. So that's probably why they didn't do that. You don't see it listed on Xbox. Okay, I'm just going on the email I got from them. Now, it's totally possible that it didn't come out on the 11th for everything, or the 10th when it was supposed to. But it supposedly came out on July 10th on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. If it did or didn't, that I don't know. But apparently it is out on consoles. It does have controller support even on Steam. So now it could be they got delayed. You know what I mean? It could be that. I will say I got offered a Steam code or a code on the Switch. And I went with Steam because that's where I play video games. We got a park here. Put a park over here by the variety of parks. Like that. Aviary. Yeah, Dizzy, that's also possible. The reason why they just have, like, some things where you can scroll through. And again, this is just because it's the sandbox mode, right? Like, obviously having a sandbox mode, I feel like very important. But, you know, the people that want to play the levels and beat their high score, beat their friends' high scores, and do all that kind of stuff, like, you know, they're getting a limited... They're not getting this in that mode, that they don't, because this is the sandbox, so... We don't need a Harper. What am I thinking about that? Sauna. Okay, this time the sauna isn't a big weird... Doesn't have big weird... Oh, no, it does. The sauna, for whatever reason, has big weird stairs if I want. And I don't know why it does that, but I'm going to keep doing it. Because that's just a weird thing that I like. Fortune Teller doesn't do that. Fortune Teller doesn't have big weird stairs. This art style always makes me think of Monument Valley. Yeah, I can see that, Dizzy. That feels close. Also, if you're wondering why do you keep saying it like that? So I'm saying sauna, like the like they do in Sweden, not sauna, like we have learned it. And that is merely because the Swedish entry this year for Eurovision was a song about sauna culture, and there is they say sauna. A guy with a deep voice says that. And so that song is really fun, Bara Bara Bastu. And so I have, it is invaded my brain and invaded my style of speech. So instead of saying sauna, I'm saying soda. And I have been influenced by a fun song. Apparently, the group K, K-A-Y, all capital letters, they are Finnish, but there are parts of Finland where they speak Swedish, so they perform comedy in Swedish, even though they're from Finland. But they submitted a song, even though they're Finnish, to Sweden and represented Sweden. And it was the first time in 2 decades or something like that where Sweden sent a song to Eurovision that was in their native language. It was just fun little facts. They were for a hot minute there. It looked like they might win the whole thing, but they did not. But it was still a very fun song that I have stuck in my head on occasion. A fun dance to it. It's just a song about how saunas are cool, basically. Sauna. What's it there? Finland, Sweden, and very similar countries. Yes, you would never want to say that, Dizzy. Even as I said, there are parts of Finland where they speak Swedish, where they grow up and learn Swedish. You still don't want to say that. But yes, so a Finnish comedy group represented Sweden, comedy music group, I should say, in Eurovision this year, and that is cool. Water platforms. I haven't done that yet. I haven't put a platform anywhere. Oh, this can get big. Do I want to put a water platform? Yeah, I'll just put a platform here. And then we'll put something on this platform. What? I don't know. A lighthouse. There, an artificial lighthouse on the water. That's cool. I like that. And then building decorations. Scroll to find the boats. Because I think they're in building decorations. Are they not? Oh, they're in produce decorations. That's right. There is. There's a boat. I gotta scroll around. I went too far. There's the boat. Here. Put some boats in the water. Europe just seems better at comedy groups that do music that is both wacky and good. I mean, so Dizzy, there is a, there are fundamentally two ways to approach, I am a band and we make music that we think is funny. Or we are comedians and our medium of choice is music. And so like Electric Cowboy is a group that make music and they're having a fun time while they're making music, right? You can say the music is comedic or but it is still sound. It is still music that people in that genre are not embarrassed that someone's doing, right? So there's like fundamentally those things like, and then there are groups that are just like, no, I'm not going to write a whole song with like proper structure. I'm just going to get to the meat and potatoes of it. And maybe they're fun to hear, but they're not like Sandberg and crew, right? Like they'll write a full song, but also if they just want to do a fun chorus of a song and verse, chorus, we're out, instead of like a bridge, right? Like they're not necessarily interested in putting a bridge in a song, but if it's funny they will, but they don't need to do it because they're not necessarily thinking about making a song that is funny. They're thinking about making a funny song, and those are different things. Zeno found both games, bought and downloaded. We'll try them out in a few minutes. Nice, enjoy. Yes, this is New Shores, the sequel to Islanders. The boons are, I know, a new thing, but I think really it was just refining what they had already done, it seems like, more than anything. But yeah. I think way too much about, I mean, I've had long conversations with comedy, with musicians who are funny and comedians who can play music. And it's like, and some try to really be great at both. And that is very difficult. That is an incredibly challenging thing, to be good at both those halves. Very difficult. Because if you're that good of a singer, why aren't you just fucking making music then? Why are you doing this thing? And if you're that funny, then you don't have to worry about being that good at music because the song was funny and that works. It's like a very strange thing. But some people want it all. Or you're somebody like Fred Armisen, where you wanted to be a musician and you're just a weird comedy guy doing music, and then your friends are all like, Fred, you should go do comedy. What are you doing here? You are a good drummer, but you are not a great drummer, so just do comedy. What are we doing here, Fred? And then you end up doing comedy. Or Reggie Watts. Reggie Watts, who is good at anything. Reggie Watts is good at anything he would ever want to do. But he is a guy that made very weird music and comedy sketches on the road. And the comedy sketches blew up. And people were like wanting to book him at comedy venues. And he was like, okay, I guess I do that now. This is like, yeah, he still kind of does both. But he was just such a unique, weird voice that people were like, we want to book you for our comedy shows. Just do whatever you want to do. Okay, first problem with Islanders OG. You rotate the camera with the trigger buttons and zoom in and out with up and down on the D-pad. Zeno, yeah, that sounds like a bad experience. That sounds like something you would want to remap. Yeah, that doesn't sound good on a controller. I mean, I'm barely even using keyboard. I'm pretty much just using the mouse for everything here. The only thing that kind of sucks is holding down to then scroll, because this rotates. By default, the scroll wheel rotates the object you are holding. And then if you don't have an object in your hand, you can then scroll in and out. But if you're holding an object, you have to hold the right mouse button and then scroll to scroll in and out. And that's not great, but it makes sense. I wonder if I could ever play this game without a scroll wheel trackball. Oh, you're a trackball user? Yeah. You can't remap. Yeah, Zeno, I'm sorry. They goofed up. They really goofed up there. I'll say that. I already got a shrine. Trying to think, now of course I'm thinking about comedy, because that's what I think about a lot. Like I guess Bill Burham is like a competent musician he's a weird case, because I think he is a comedian and a musician, where I think if he wanted to write pop songs, or folk songs, he could just write those and they wouldn't have to be funny. And then sometimes the music isn't actually funny, but it works for what he's doing. And that's kind of like a larger conversation. And that is, yeah, and that can be a weird thing, but like sometimes that's all you need, is to just like be good enough. I don't know. If you've ever heard about like, oh, this person comes to the open mic and they have a guitar with them or whatever, and they're going to play acoustic guitar while telling jokes, we refer to those people derisively as guitar comics, because they are using their guitar as like adding to it, but like they could just tell those jokes without the guitar. It's not really doing anything to it, right? It's just, oh, I'm going to play acoustic guitar underneath my ramblings. I saw Dante Martin do this. Not Dante Martin, that's a wrestler. What is his name? His last name is Martin. Dimitri Martin. Dante Martin is a professional wrestler. Dimitri Martin is a stand-up who got pretty popular having music play while he said thoughts in his head. Now I want to see Dante, the wrestler, do a stand-up bit. Easy to confuse those two people. Yes, Lord Crashington. I just haven't thought of Dimitri in a long time. It's been a hot minute since I thought about that man. Can I? No. I can't. I want to say a thing and I'm not going to say the thing. Oh, cool. Ruins. It's not my story to tell, but Dimitri, there was a weird thing that happened in his television show with some people I know, and it was a weird bit of business. There, we're just gonna put, we're just doing some storytelling here. Like, where do these pieces of ruin? Environmental storytelling is happening right now, everybody. What? Where did it go? The left stick control moving the buildings. What a weird ass control scheme. Yeah, that does. The left stick to move. Yeah, that does sound off. Yeah, I mean, I will say that the internet, not the internet, social media has put a weird emphasis on, and it's dying down a little bit, but for a little while there, for stand-up comedians, right? Specifically stand-up, because there's a whole world of comedy, but we'll say specifically stand-up comedians, right? Stand-up comedians, like, a little clip of their set can get you noticed. It can get you more followers. It can then, later you can then say, I have a special that I put up on YouTube, or I have this thing coming here, or I'm going to be in these cities at this time. Please come see me. And it can help you grow, right? But for a while there, it seemed like the only stand-up that was doing well in little bite-sized pieces was crowd work. And also, like, responding to hecklers. That's always going to be a thing that some people respond to, whatever. That seems to have died down a little bit. But also the kind of performers that can be off the cuff, that can do crowd work and all that. Crowd work is a fucking skill. Todd Barry has a whole album of just him doing crowd work. He did a crowd work tour where he went and did clubs and alternative comedy venues where he only did crowd work. And it works because Todd Barry is like disarming and clever and smart and fun. But like, I would not say that many comics should try that. We are moving back towards like topical clips work. If you have a joke that is of the moment, that'll do well on socials, which is good because that would theoretically let you know where the comedian's head is at. And also, topical jokes don't stay in a comedian's set for that long because they become not topical anymore. And so then comedians will have their more personal material or their more wacky character-based stuff or whatever fill out a set, or their observational humor, which has a little bit longer of a lifespan than topical material. Should just put a pyre on this rock here. Environmental storytelling. But yeah, social media stuff, especially in the post lockdown era, has been very strange because it's like, yeah, there's no, let's say, the goal, people want to go to comedy clubs again, and that's good. For a while there was no real goal for comedians because the sitcom advent went away. That's gone. No stand-up comedian is going to be touring and then do late night television and get offered a sitcom. That's just not happening anymore. You are more likely to be a basketball player and get offered a sitcom than a stand-up comedian or a musician or the child of a famous actor. Though that's more likely to get a situation comedy, something like that. That is just the current thing. Internet stuff, you can get more of that, but like now being a stand-up is your own special, or that you get produced out of your own money, or Netflix, or on some occasions HBO, or HBO Max, that kind of thing. But yeah, like the sitcom avenue, that's been gone for decades now. That's just out. That's just not happening. Maybe if you are a really weird comic that can write for yourself, you can get something unusual produced and made, maybe. But that is also difficult. I just want to see what these other... Ooh, wait. Okay, yeah. So if I'm going to do a shrine here, which I am, I realize there are other cool shrines that I can put on here instead. So we got to... Oh, that's cool looking. Yeah, we're doing that. Look at that thing. That thing rules. Place that there and then go look at it. Oh, it goes all the way through? Fuck yeah. That's awesome looking. Yes, and podcast is also an avenue for actual, basically, podcast is not necessarily the goal. Podcast is the avenue to continue to make the things you're doing, right? Guesting on other people's comedy podcasts. Like, if you are doing stand-up and you are going on a big tour, you are doing comedy podcasts, and if they're also still radio, if they're still also on Sirius or whatever, then sure, that's fine. But if they're like, if you're like, well, I'm doing a tour, can I get on Doug Loves Movies or Comedy Bang Bang or the one guy who I can't remember that has a podcast that's very big? Like, that could be anybody, but there are still a few big podcasts that you could do that would get your name out there and your face out there. And then you're like, also, I wouldn't say that. I mean, that is an avenue for some people. Rogan would be an avenue for some people, certainly. I'm not saying it wouldn't be an avenue. Not necessarily the comedians that I'm thinking of, but that certainly is an avenue out there. But yeah, you'd want to get on an LA stand-up focused comedy podcast, you know, or improv or whatever, and you do those. And then you're like, do I know anyone at Dropout? Can I get Sam to see my special and produce it? Because that would be revenue. That the split is good. And while the audience for Dropout is smaller than other stream services, the retention rate is ridiculous. If you, as a comedian, can do any show on Dropout, your social media stuff will go up. All your socials, the numbers will go up. People will follow you on those places. They will show up to your shows. They will buy your merch because it's a small pool, but the audience for that is hungry to support people they think are good and cool. So it is a weird, viable thing. Like, if you're like, yeah, it's just like a strange thing that seems to be totally, I'm gonna put some fish in the water, that's fun. A viable solution. Bill Burr does a lot of comedy podcasts, and then also has people, you know, do stuff with him. They want to keep doing stuff with him. But yeah, sure, all that stuff. Like, yeah, if you can get mentioned on those things, then like, real niche thing. I mean, I have like, there's a couple people I know that have been working on a thing for a while, and they are gonna just put it on YouTube. They're going back to it. In conversations with them, and they're a ways off, so I'm not gonna say any names or anything specific, because I was like, oh, well, you shopped it around, like, what's good, what's out there? And they were like, well, the money we would have gotten to do other places doesn't make any sense, so we're just gonna self-fund and put it on YouTube, and then hope that we sell it to a service for, like, to remake them, or to make new stuff, or to make something slightly different. And I was like, oh no, so I just said, because we're friends, I just went, oh no. And they went, yup. And I was like, so you're doing a web series in 2025? And they were like, yeah. It's like, oh no, that's bad. That's not good. Doing a web series 15 years after that was a viable thing to do seems bad. It seems bad to do. And I'm not saying that they're bad or anything like that. It's not a mark on my friends. It's just more of my opinion on the current situation is not good. If that is a thing that is, if that is their best opportunity right now to get something made, is to just make it themselves. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dizzy, that's true, but, like, if you've established yourself in any way, shape, or form, like, web series stuff, doing it yourself, doing that kind of thing is like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'll put it this way. There's a stand-up comedian out there who does well as a stand-up, does perfectly fine as a stand-up, and then he's also a streamer. And he's got a TV show coming out. And so you would think a guy who's got a TV show, he's hosting a show, it's not a comedy show, but he's hosting it. A guy that's got a show coming out that also tours and does stand-up would stop streaming at a certain point. But streaming is a viable income for him right now. Streaming and then archiving on YouTube, and then also doing edited videos on YouTube. That's better than stand-up for him. A good stand-up. And it's just like, fuck. Okay, then continue to be a streamer. And good on you, Tom Walker. Like, good on you. But like, that's where it is. That's where he's at right now. Like, streaming makes more money than stand-up. Where for him in this moment, at this time. Let's put another ruins in here. Put some more ruins around. I think that's fun. I don't know why. I just like this. I remember when the guild was enough for Xbox to pay them to be freely available on the 360. Yep. I mean, you know, that's a do-it-yourself thing that blew up and did really well, and that's a valuable thing. But like, yeah, you got to diversify, and like DIY comes and goes. But it seems like a thing that's happening right now, which is not good, is that there's no avenue from the DIY to the thing where you make a bunch of money. You just figure out how to make money with the DIY. And that's not how that used to work. And that's not probably good. That's probably bad. That there's no transition out of the DIY. That's probably a bad thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a solution there, but yeah, it's probably not great is what I'll say. And I don't mean to be dour about it, but that's kind of how I feel. All right, I think I've done all I want to do with this particular world here. We can go to photo mode, and we can pull the camera orbit. Ooh, we can add depth of field. Lanterns. I don't know what that does. Hide UI. So we want to take some photos here. We can take some screenshots. Dizzy, yeah. I mean, Adam does know, as a guy that's made television, yes, that everyone, every streamer, every network wants friends. They don't want a show that is gonna figure it out. They want instant hits, which seems insane, but that is what they want. I know, I just heard somebody on a podcast talk about, I might have been Vinny Caravella. This is not a dig at Vinny, but I think Vinny talked about how, like, there's a new season of Cyberpunk Edge Runners coming out, and how, like, he was surprised that it took so long for them to make another one. And it's just like, well, the thing, one, animation takes a long time, and two, Netflix would have had to want to make another season of it immediately. And they don't want to do that. They want to see how a show does. Like, if you want multiple seasons of an animated series, you decide that ahead of time. And they didn't decide that ahead of time. it became a smash hit and then won a bunch of awards and did well, and they were like, oh yeah, all right, make more of that, I guess. So like, yeah. Like, people were like, are they going to make more K-pop Demon Hunters? And it's like, well, yeah, but not like next year. Maybe next year. Yeah. I mean, it really, like, CD Projekt Red probably wants more of that because they want to do more cyberpunk stuff. It comes down to, does Netflix want that to exist more? And then they have to decide if they want to exist more. It's like, okay, yeah. Yeah, and it's just like, okay. And that really comes down to it. It's just like, it just has to be, do we want this? Like, we like, and then Netflix is a terrible situation to talk about here because they don't want a long life of a series because they think 3 seasons, 4 seasons, it has to be the biggest hit of all time. Otherwise, there's a trail off. Which, like, yes, there would be. In a Netflix shows, there probably would be a trail off because people, like, don't come back to a thing. Sure. But if you're talking about, like, having content, bulk content, which is a word I don't really like to use, but in this case, you want things on your service, then a thing you make, you can just keep on your service forever. And it doesn't go away because you didn't have to license it. Because it's just yours. That changes a little bit with Cyberpunk because of rights holders and all that, but you get what I'm saying. Yes. Anime industry is blown up. There's so much stuff. The wait is so long on things. And anime industry is almost at the point now where you have to decide before you start the first season if you're going to do a second season or not. Because... Or you have to be okay with another production studio taking over because you went with a popular one that only has so many, like, oh, we went with Mappa. Mappa already has a roadmap for the next 5 years, so we can get a second season in 6 years, or we can go somewhere else, or we can give them a bunch of money to do 2 seasons and hope our first season actually hit, because maybe it didn't. Anyway. That was a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with this game. My thoughts on Islanders New Shores, a game I don't think I will play again on stream, but I could. I could play more Islanders on stream at another time, perhaps. This is fun. I think there's maybe not enough in Sandbox, and also... I would have to get better at the game for the leaderboard leveling, the levels, the 20 levels, to make sense for me to want to keep playing. But I could see myself wanting to get better at the game. That's my general thoughts on this. It is available on a bunch of different platforms. I believe that it is currently on sale on Steam. I will look that up right now. Islanders New Shores... yes, it is currently 10% off on Steam if you want to get it. I believe that is 10% off. So let's see. Islanders New Shores on Steam. Sorry, let me look this up. There is a demo. It is currently 10% off. That demo, or that ends in like a day and a half, so at time of this recording, for it is 10% off for $9. But also there is a demo on Steam if you just want to try it out and see how you feel about it. And I always recommend demos. But yeah, that's the game. We are going to end tonight's festivities by going on a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. Original Islanders is on sale for $2. Yeah, if you want to just try out the first game, which seems to have, maybe if you're playing on a console, maybe the controls are not particularly great. It seems like that was the case. So Zeno seemed to be having some issues with that. So buyer beware on the first game, but it's $2 on Steam or whatever, and you can use your mouse and keyboard on there. We're going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go hang out with them. How long has this person been streaming? They've only been going for under 2 hours, so we are going to raid them. We are going to go raid my good friend Xandra. Xandra is playing Deltarune. This is their first Deltarune playthrough, so do not give her spoilers. Xandra made all my emotes. She is a wonderful friend and a fantastic artist and writer and game dev. And we love Xandra here. So we're going to go give Xandra a raid. Please come along on this raid. It would be great. On Thursday, I continue working on the Shining Gundam. It is a master grade from the year 2002. I've already built it on stream in the past, but it was the first kit I ever built on stream. So in honor of my 8th anniversary and the beginning of year 9 of me streaming, I am building the very first kit I built on stream. So we're working on that. We're working on the legs on that kit. There's screws. What? There are screws to keep that kit together. It's weird. Thanks so much for watching the stream tonight. Hope you can come by on Thursday or Saturday or another time. And thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.